Gypsy also cheated on Ken with Ryan. Because when you are having an emotional connection with another person that is not your significant other, it is cheating. She tried to comment in one of my videos saying that I had disordered thinking because I said that it was cheating. Gypsy clearly does not understand that when you are communicating with other people that are not your significant other in an emotional, romantic, or egotistical way to fulfill your emotional needs, you are cheating. And if she would do it one time, she will do it again. So the question that both of these men need to ask themselves about Gypsy is, if she were to never change anything about herself, would they be able to live with that behavior forever? Because her behaviors continue to show that she is not at the level to be in any sort of relationship with anyone. Not Ryan, not Ken, not anyone else. Gypsy has very codependent behavior patterns, and when she is not getting her emotional needs met, she looks elsewhere to get them met. And that is not healthy. Emotional cheating is damaging in a lot of ways, because emotional cheating is not about sex. It's about the betrayal of trust, the emotional intimacy, and crossing boundaries with your partner. Because usually, unless you are in an open relationship where it is okay and you guys discuss that it is okay for you to have relationship with someone else, it is unspoken that when you're in a relationship, you're going to be in a relationship with that person and that person only. Meaning you're not seeking emotional connection from anyone outside of the person that you are in the relationship with. Emotional energy is currency. When you're investing your emotional energy into someone else outside of your relationship, like venting, flirting, daydreaming about them, texting good morning and good night, you're giving away what you should be sacred in your relationship to someone else. Love is a finite resource, and if your partner feels like they're competing with someone else for your attention or affection, you're already off course. And let's just keep it all the way real. Wasn't Gypsy upset that Ken had his ex-girlfriend's hairbrush at his house and some photos? Yet here she is giving emotional attention to another man right after having a baby, and is now trying to use postpartum as an excuse for why she was reaching out to Ryan. Postpartum is not an excuse for you to cheat on your spouse. The man that you cheated on your ex-husband with, you are now cheating on that man with your ex-husband. Make it make sense. She knows she would not want either Ryan or Ken to be doing this to her. Because as I previously stated, she was upset about a hairbrush. She was also upset about random people on the internet reaching out to Ryan that he didn't even know. This is like the ultimate test, because if you flip the script and your partner was texting, sending photos of your baby to someone else, sharing private thoughts, emotionally leaning on them instead of you, would it feel innocent? I don't think so. Emotional cheating stings because it replaces you, not necessarily physically, but in all the ways that actually matter day to day. And not to mention that secrecy is a huge red flag. Like, the red flag is on fire, and it is literally blaring in both Ken and Ryan's face, and they're not paying attention. If you're hiding texts, changing names in your phone, or downplaying the connection, that alone speaks volumes. We don't hide the things that we're proud of. We hide what we know our partner would not be okay with. That awareness makes it cheating, whether lips or private parts touched or not. And the fact that she was lying to Ryan and Ken about each other this entire time tells you that she knows she was doing something that she shouldn't be doing. She was literally texting Ryan photos of her on those date nights that her and Ken went out. The night that she went out to the Post Malone concert. Like, why is nobody talking about how this is cheating? And lastly, it opens the door for more. We know that Ryan was hanging on to the hope of possibility of getting back together with Gypsy. He has wanted to be back with her this entire time. She used that to manipulate a scenario where Ryan could potentially think that there was going to be more later on. Emotional affairs typically start off as very harmless texts, and then they slowly spiral into something else. Because it feels safe at first, but it usually progresses into a deeper attachment or physical intimacy. And do we know that she didn't have any physical intimacy with Ryan? Can we prove that? No, we can't. We also can't prove that when Gypsy was with Ryan, she wasn't physically intimate with Ken. But the thought is there, because if you are seeking emotional connection from another man, the likelihood of you doing more is very possible. Even if it never gets physical, the damage is there, the trust is lost. Emotional cheating is often harder to get over because it means someone else had your partner's heart, even if they didn't have their body. So we need to stop acting like what Gypsy is doing to this man isn't cheating because nothing happened in the bedroom. Emotional betrayal is quiet, but it cuts deep. If you're giving someone else the parts of yourself that are supposed to belong to your partner, that is cheating. Full stop. Would you want your partner falling asleep smiling at someone else's text? Would you want your partner sending photos of them in bed with your child to another man? No. So don't be that person either. It's time for Gypsy to be held responsible and accountable for her actions. Stop allowing her to pretend like she doesn't know how to exist in this world, therefore we need to give her grace. No. She needs to be held accountable. She needs to know and understand that there are consequences to your actions. You can't go around cheating on people and expecting them to forgive you over and over and over again. She said many times in the prison confessions that she would test Ryan. She would push him over the ledge just to see if he would stay with her. She's doing the exact same thing to Ken now. And if he stays with her, he is telling her that this behavior is okay and she will do it again. So again, Ken and Ryan, you both need to ask yourself, if she did absolutely nothing to change her behavior, would you be okay living like this forever? And if the answer is no, then you need to make some very serious decisions on separating yourself so that you don't continue the cycle. Make sure you like, comment, share, and follow me, and don't forget to turn on those notification bells. And if you agree with me that emotional cheating is cheating, put it down in the comments, because let's have this conversation. Not enough people are talking about the fact that Gypsy continues to cheat on both of these men with one another. It's disgusting, diabolical, manipulative, narcissistic behavior, and she needs to be stopped.